I have a lot of comics. A lot of comics. Too many, in fact. So many issues. I've been selling them off slowly a little at a time, but still my basement is full of long boxes. Instead of dwelling on what I am willing to part with, I've decided instead to focus on the stuff that I don't want to get rid of. And what better way than through some video reviews? But where to begin? Well, you check a dictionary, and usually the first word is what? Aardvark. Cerebus the Aardvark. That's it. That's where we'll begin. It's one of the earliest books that I have, starting in 1977, stretching all the way to 2004. That's over 25 years. That's 300 issues. That's 6,000 pages, plus some side stories. There have been many, many blogs and forum read-alongs that have done or attempted to do reviews of every single Cerebus issue. Most start around January 1st with the intention of running for the full year, but most of them don't last that long. Some do, but no, not all of them. They get sidetracked or other things come up. Well, none of them have attempted to do it on video yet. So here I am. Why does this need to be a video? Your guess is as good as mine. About 3 or 4 years ago, I read the complete run of the Cerebus epic for the first time and was blown away. From start to finish, it changed my view of what comics are capable of. This is a wonderful series, certainly not without its peaks and valleys, though nothing of this size can be completely consistent, and that's probably one of the best things about it. It's something so big, but so evolved in its art style, to its writing, and even its legacy. It's been finished more than a decade now, but it still proves to have life within it. So there are a few methods in which to obtain the first issue of the book. The most popular method, and one that I do recommend, is to buy the newly remastered Cerebus phone book trade paperback, which is available from your local comic book store at this link. You can find your local comic book store at this link. I recommend you check it out. It's been completely remastered just a few months back, and it looks beautiful. It's definitely a thing of choice, the way of choice to do it. Plus, these phone books are excellent multitaskers. You can do all sorts of things. You can use them as body armor against knife attacks. You can crush garlic cloves with it. You can swat baseballs. All sorts of things. For those digitally inclined, cerebusdownloads.com, another link right here, has the complete run in PDF format, and I think a few other digital formats. I'm not completely sure, and then they're remastered as well as they come along. And you can buy the issues and then buy the collections, and then when they remaster them, you go back and they're automatically updated. So that's definitely for those forward thinking, for those in the now, the digital people. And there's also, if you're really patient, you can check the Cerebus Tumblr, which is cerebusonline.tumblr.com. That's posting a page a day, and they're like issue 10 right now. So they're really trucking. Personally, I own the Cerebus bi-weekly reprint run, which reprinted each issue individually, including all the back matter and extra stuff that came with each issue. These are usually pretty cheap on eBay, and I do recommend them if you're a fan of floppies like I am. You could get the original run, original issues, original printings. They tend to run very high. They're very, very expensive, even the counterfeit one. So here's the long story short. Cerebus, the barbarian aardvark, rides into an unnamed city in the land of Astarsion, and he drops by a local tavern. There he encounters a pair of thieves, who soon lead him to a tower where a wizard keeps the elusive flame jewel that they covet. Hiring him for a pouch of gold, they follow behind as Cerebus does the dirty work. fighting the wizard's sorcery in the form of shadow creatures, a resurrected skeleton warrior, and hallucinogenic lotus blossoms. Finally, a battle with a giant dragon leads to a showdown between Cerebus and the wizard himself, with only one the victor. People tend to say to skip the first eponymous Cerebus phone book for the second one, High Society. But I don't agree. I think you should start at the beginning with the knowledge that it does get better and work your way through. This issue is atypical for what lies ahead. Here, it's a very straightforward Conan the Barbarian pastiche, right down to Dave Sim doing his, quote, best Barry Windsor Smith impression. I could recommend you pick up some of the BWS Conan books, and you should. They're very beautiful. Excellent, worth their reputation. But they're not essential to understanding the gags and the jokes and getting the style. All you have to do is really know what sword and sorcery is, and that genre, and what to expect out of it, and there you go. You're right there. This is actually a solid issue with a beginning, middle, and end. And yes, it's never mentioned again. You could skip it and not miss anything major. Even the narration of Cerebus being the, quote, greatest swordsman to ever enter their gates is just hyperbole. Although Cerebus is a damn fine swordsman, that's something he'll forget as his life leads him in other direction. There's a lot of little touches that come up again in this issue. Cerebus exclaiming, "By Clovis's beard," will become a running gag as he exclaims other Clovis body parts. The god figure, Tarum, is first mentioned, as is Tarum, a slight differentiation that will become important later, especially next issue. Cerebus' quirk of talking to himself in third person. That's established here, though there are a few times in this issue where he uses the word I, and that sticks out in hindsight. His snout will get much shorter as Dave settles into a comfortable style to draw him, although the long snout will make a guest appearance later on during Church and State. And finally, Cerebus' knowledge of sorcery will later become a minor part of his backstory. There's humor in this story, but it's very subdued compared to how it's going to be. A far cry from the outright Howard the Duck meets Conan parody the book will become by issue 3. This is a straightforward story that could have very well been a regular Conan story with very minor changes. So it's a solid, done in one issue. But don't dare think for a second that this is what the book's all about. Tomorrow, Cerebus heads north.